So who's the real MVP?
James Cameron.
No, it's not Camry. Damn it, Danny, it's James Cameron.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, he's like the number one film
Cinematography,
director
James
in all of
Cameron.
Hollywood.
Cinematography.
Darren
the best
Aronofsky
cinematography
still
that
has the rights to Paprika. That would be an amazing.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Summit Podcast. Welcome. We're back. And we got a special episode for you today. Gonna shoot the Bobby Flay. Wow, that's terrible. Bobby Flay, I would never shoot you. I would never shoot Bobby Flay. I'm sorry. That was terrible. I just threatened Bobby Flay's life. Anyway, I'm Sam the Bomb, your favorite anime podcast host. And with me, I got Too Slick Nick.
I can't lie. I'm scared to open my eyes. How's my singing voice?
Do you like Nick Too Slick or Too Slick Nick better?
I don't care.
We'll figure out which one sounds better. And with me, I got Danny.
Hello, everyone.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about underage sex robots in James Cameron's feature film adaptation of Alita: Battle Angel. But first, we also have a fantastic special guest today. The guest is our shining star in the dark, our obsession we keep relics of in a shoebox. We keep tucked under our beds. And it's Kwoka.
I missed you guys so much. You kind of only partially stuck to the script I wrote, but you're the best.
Yeah, he wrote that and I had to recite it. Anyway, there's Kwoka. He's a guest.
I wrote a bunch of
other
stuff that you just skipped over.
Yeah, he mentioned about my thick thighs.
Yeah, something Kwoka.
You should be proud of those thick thighs, Danny.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, just
we
kidding.
got white people
Special
legs.
Guest Kwoka. Special guest Kwoka here to help us review Alita: Battle Angel.
Yeah, because I saw this one.
Directed by Robert Rodriguez.
This is the
produced by
closest
James
Kwoka will
Cameron.
get to anime nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Live action sex robots.
Live action sex robots. So we're gonna give our thoughts on that tonight. Go to links.animesummit.net and you'll find everything right there. Follow us on Twitter for Nick's meme game.
Ooh, we just got
best
500 the other day. 500 likes. That was our best one yet.
And Instagram, YouTube, and all that. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to Anime Summit
There's
Extra.
links to buy shirts.
And there's
if you
links
go
to
to
buy
that.
shirts. And if you buy a shirt and send me a selfie in that shirt, I will send you a gift. Okay, I've already got a couple
GIF?
people who I got to send gifts to.
Like an animated GIF?
I'll send you a GIF. I'll send you Jif. I'll send you peanut butter. And then it'll be Jif brand.
Sam will send you a GIF of GIF.
A GIF of
Really
Jif.
scooping it.
Somebody make that. Nick, make that right now. Make that a GIF.
Sam, I can only
Go
add
find a
text
GIF.
images. That's all I can do.
Go to a GIF commercial and make that GIF. Anyway.
And coming up soon, we're evaluating sponsorship stuff. So maybe there'll be an ad right here.
Wow.
Prepare yourselves.
Wow, that was such a great ad, wasn't it, guys?
Sherry's berries.
Or there was
yeah,
nothing.
we're starting to
no
get.
idea.
We're starting to get fancy. up in
I'm
here,
definitely
so
gonna channel some Bill Burr when we do the ads.
We're gonna do some
MeUndies.
do some fancy stuff on this podcast soon. So that's thanks to all of you guys, the listeners, obviously. So shout out to the homie. Pour one out for the homie. I don't have any liquor up here, but anyway, let's get into it. Waifu and his bando is obvious. Okay, it's obviously waifu of the week is obviously Alita, the cyborg Alita,
The star.
the star,
The soldier in a 12-year-old's body.
and then
It's Violet Evergarden on
the
the big screen.
husbando of the hour is Dr. Dyson Ito.
It's definitely Ito. It's not Hugo. Sorry.
Fuck Hugo.
yeah,
Hugo's a wimp.
Hugo's kind of a little bitch.
Despite his hard bod.
his hard
Love
bod.
that quote. Your hard bod, little
obviously,
girlfriend.
Who's Ito, the black guy?
No, that's the doctor.
Oh, that's Idris
Ito
Elba.
was the doctor. Ito
That's
was
Idris-
Christopher Waltz.
Idris Elba was not
the
even in
Nazi
movie.
guy?
Yeah, the one from the GIF where
Christoph
he's
Waltz,
like
yes.
shaking back and forth.
Did I see this movie?
You didn't. I think you saw something else.
Kwoka went and saw Boss Baby 2, Tokyo Drift.
I don't remember any of the characters' names.
The doctor guy with the big hammer.
I just remember them as other characters from other shows.
Or in the manga it was Dr. Daisuke Ito, but whatever.
Oh, they whitewashed
So
him.
obviously, with you already know how we feel, or how I think you know how most of us feel about live action adaptation anime movies. We did an ep on it, and
I want more
plus
of
the
them.
other reviews we've done with Ghost in the Shell and some others.
Ooh, at the end we should rank where this sits in the
I'm
pantheon.
down for that. Yeah, for sure.
I need to Google
The
which ones
yeah.
existed and which ones I've seen, which is like 3. Speed Racer's number 1, right? I don't know.
Blood Rain is
Ooh.
definitely number 1.
Wait,
Blood Rain's
was
not
the
an
Fifth
anime, it's a
Element
video
an
game.
anime one? I don't think that counts, does it?
No, it wasn't. I don't think. But yeah, let's get it on. Let's go round table. Let's start with Nick and then Danny and then Kwoka, and then
Is that it? Is that how the episode starts? We're just ready to go?
give initial thoughts. No, just give it like an initial thought, like, because I think Danny saw it twice. I think I just saw it once.
No,
with Nick.
I did. I wasn't able to see it a
second time.
second
Good.
time. Yeah. I do want to go see it again though,
Why?
because it was good. I
Okay,
liked
Nick,
it.
Not very good, though.
Okay, Nick, give your initial thought.
All right, Battle Angel Alita 2019.
Oh, okay.
Should
never
we
mind.
describe? Are we like kind of summarizing it first?
I was gonna
or
say,
what
did
happened?
we want to
shit,
like
sorry.
do a summarization?
Wow,
of
I am
the-
so sorry. Yes, you're right.
See, son, this is why you write it on the show sheet.
Yeah, no, I totally forgot that that's how we do stuff.
This is how mistakes are made.
It's not a mistake. It's not that big of a mistake.
We
Anyway,
just lost half our listeners.
Fix it
No,
in
we
post.
it's fine. Yeah, I'll just cut all that out.
No,
and
leave
go
that
right
in.
to
That
it.
was I liked my scream there.
Okay. I'll leave it in.
I didn't.
So Alita, Battle Angel. So like the premise of the movie is there's a floating city in the air called Zalem, and that's where all the rich people live. And then below is Junk City, or in the movie, what do they call it? Metro City or Junkyard?
Iron City.
Iron City.
It's the
They call it
shithole.
Iron City. Yeah, crap everywhere. It's like very slummy. In the junkyard that's right under Zalem, where they throw all the garbage down to Iron City, Dr. Dyson Ito is looking for parts. He's salvaging for parts to build stuff and help his patients, because they live in a world where, some people have automated parts. There are people who've got robotic arms for robotic legs. There are people who are all made of, they're all fully cyborged out with just their brain intact. So all that kind of stuff. And he's looking for parts, and he finds like a pretty much like full intact person with just their face and like their
Pretty
upper
much
body.
not a full intact person at all.
Well, yeah, not a full intact person at all, but fully intact as in like their
Intact
brain and
enough, if
spine
you know
is
what I
still in
mean.
there. Their brain and spine is still there. And he puts a body that he already had for somebody else on her and names her Alita. And yeah.
After his
And-
daughter.
Was that movie exclusive? Like that wasn't part of the manga, right?
That was a movie exclusive. In the manga,
They just added the daughter thing. I kind of like that a
That
little
was for
better
the movie.
actually. Except well,
it's
except for
in
one
my
part.
opinion, it's better because in the manga, it's he named her after his cat.
After what?
After his vacuum cleaner.
His cat face.
So in the manga and in the OVA, Alita isn't named Alita. Dr. Ito named Alita Galley.
No, in the manga she's named Alita.
But then
Yeah, it
how is it
depends on
Battle
which-
Angel
No.
Alita?
Actually, no. I
It
think
depends on which one you
Yeah, it
read.
depends on which
She's-
one. The first one.
She's
they
named
renamed it.
Galley. She's named Galley in the manga.
Okay, so I have the version by Dark Horse, and she's named Alita. So
yeah,
like,
I think in one version of the manga they renamed some shit.
the version I have is like one, or not Dark Horse, but Viz. I have the Viz Media ones, the ones where they actually read left to right, like American style, and her name was Alita in there.
Alita. I'm sorry.
But
I
yeah,
keep thinking
like
Well,
in
in all of the articles that I've seen, she's named Galley.
okay, that doesn't really matter.
yeah, that's the
because
OVA. In the OVA,
there's-
she was.
there's a shit ton of differences between the manga, the OVA, the movie, and everything else. You got half of the manga where she's named Alita in some publications, and ones where she's named Gally, and Zalem is called Typhares, and there's a bunch of stuff that's changed, like all over the place. So it really doesn't matter.
They just
in terms of
whitewashed
the film,
everything.
But there's also a lot of things that are exactly the same as the manga.
yeah,
Like the opening scene
in
is
terms
almost
of,
exactly the same.
In terms of the film, her name is Alita, and it's called Zalem, and Iron City is the city below. Okay, so what are your guys' initial thoughts?
All right, so
It is not very good.
Kwoka hates everything. Kwoka the
That's
hater.
my initial thought. It
Kwoka,
is
when you go to the
okay.
store, can I get some water-flavored haterade to match my
Water-flavored
water-flavored Pop-Tarts?
You want some haterade?
No, it's just. I mean, we can. Do you want me to explain that more, or because you just want first?
Yes,
impression
that's the
right
whole
now?
point of the podcast.
But you said first impressions.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I said
let's
initial
go around the
thoughts.
horn then.
Initial
What about
thoughts.
Danny?
Go
What does
around
Danny
the
think?
Not very
table and
good.
give initial. Kwoka thinks it's not very good.
The storytelling's too shallow, even if the art's good.
Okay, Nick, Danny, what are you guys' initial thoughts?
It was pretty okay. It was fun. It was a good little popcorn flick. I liked it. I'll recommend it. Watch it in the theater. You don't necessarily need to watch it in 3D. I think it's fine in 2D, but a lot of people like the 3D. So, yeah. It was
No, you
decent.
should go see Spider-Verse again.
Yeah, that movie was like supposed to be really super good. I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, so Danny.
I thought it was a really good anime adaptation from that Hollywood made, compared to all the other Hollywood made anime adaptations that we have. This definitely puts a staple on the culture itself, and it really I think it tells a good story. Excuse me. The story wasn't shallow, and I don't think. I mean, there were certain parts where some certain characters weren't too strong enough. They probably could have had a little bit more dialogue, like Ito's nurse assistant. She definitely could have had more dialogue.
Well, then they'd have to pay her. If you don't have any lines, then they don't have to pay you as much. That's how it works.
But
We're making fun of Hollywood.
But in the anime, in the OVA, Ito's assistant, who
It was like a bald guy with a plate on his head.
a flat-headed fat guy, and he had more to say than the nurse did. And in something like that, whom she's, right beside Ito, you would definitely think that she had a lot to say. That, I mean, she didn't have to be like a main character, but she could have had some lines.
So this is your main first impression, is that the nurse didn't get enough lines. Danny, that's going into the details.
I
need an
just said my
overview.
first impression is that this movie marks a staple for anime Hollywood adaptations. That's my impression.
So I'll give my impression real quick. I've read all of the original manga and some of Last Order.
I've read one chapter. That counts.
I haven't read all of Last Order or the Mars one, but and I've seen the OVA. It's kind of, the OVA is okay.
I've seen the OVA.
But like
OVA is generic.
The adaptation from like when it comes to like these kinds of movies, anime adaptations or even just whatever, I give it 2 scores and then I give it its final score based on what those 2 are. One is how good of a movie is it just in general. The second is I rate how well did it adapt or change the source material, whatever. And in terms of like source material, it stuck pretty close to the manga and even played out like how the OVA played out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they even included details from like Last Order, obviously to give better more background explanations on stuff. And then they threw in Motorball because why not?
Well, that was in the manga, right? But later on.
It is, but it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen that early.
They should have just left it out.
No, the motorball was
But-
great.
It's the weakest part of the movie by far.
No, that's the best part of the movie.
And then as a movie in general, I think it's just a pretty okay, pretty fun sci-fi adventure film. Like, I mean, it's obviously not like godly amazing.
It's got
but,
that
like,
YA feel to it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You know, like there's a main hero. You know, bounty hunting is a big thing in Iron City, so you can become a hunter warrior and bounty hunt bitches. And Alita becomes a hunter warrior, and like she is able to fight with this martial arts style called the Armored Arts or the Panzerkunst.
Yeah, Panzerkunst, as they call it.
Yeah,
Japan's obsessed
and
with Germany.
yeah, I don't know why, but
What do you
like
mean you don't know why?
it was.
They were
I don't know.
allies in World War II.
Imperial Japan and
Japanese
Nazis,
are-
man. They
Yeah.
love each other.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're
That's
right.
literally
but,
why.
like, yeah, no, it was fucking. I thought it was just a fun movie. In terms of like how close it was to like the manga and stuff, though, even though it played out like how the OVA did,
It was better than the
Um,
OVA, way better.
it was better. Yeah, it's
I don't-
a better adaptation
Sidebar,
than the OVA is.
I don't understand how Digibro loves the OVA so much. It's not that good. It's like
It's
Digibro
really
it's
good.
has
almost
bad
below
opinions,
average.
Nick.
Like it's almost bad. Like
Yeah,
he's
the
like
OVA is not.
he's
very-
like the movie isn't as beautiful as the OVA. I'm like fuck off. No, it's because first of all in the OVA, whenever they fight and like she hits somebody, it cuts away. It's fucking stupid. Like it has
Like,
really
they didn't know
good
how to animate fighting.
yeah, it has really good character designs. Like they look awesome, but like god damn. And the music in the OVA was nothing. It was just not that. And the sound, the Foley effects in the OVA were nothing. Like that is very forgettable. So thank God they made this.
No, I feel that the OVA was kind of. The OVA came out during a time when.
It's like 91 or something or 90.
Yeah, it's around that time where ADV and US Manga were producing just a shit ton of OVAs. So like if you collected anime back then, you just had 1 or 2 VHS tapes of like 10 different shows or series or
Oh,
whatever.
93 is when it came out.
And it was crazy. Yeah. For this one there was just
I
one
was
tape.
2
but-
years old.
Back in my day.
But back in my day. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess obviously like and it did get like the Hollywood treatment, but it didn't get it as bad as I feel like other adaptations have. I think it got just enough, but it was still like enough where it was definitely noticeable. Like obviously there had to be a kissing scene in the romance.
Yeah, the romance. At least
That
they
was
didn't
also
do
that was the second weakest part of the movie.
No,
Yeah, and like
the weakest
And, I
part.
mean-
oh, go ahead. Sounds going.
and then also like including details from like parts of the manga, like parts of Last Order that came after to kind of better explain things, which I think makes
They
sense.
had to do
Like,
that
you gotta
though. They
have
couldn't
that.
just go straight adaptation. I think it's better because now they have a room for a sequel. If the movie ever makes any money, they'll hopefully get a sequel. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They
Yeah.
basically made it so it has to get a sequel or it's a complete waste of fucking time.
No, it's okay.
I mean-
It's good without the sequel. It ends. It's like
No,
one arc.
it doesn't even have a self-contained like story that's at all strong whatsoever.
Okay, so I want to hear Kwoka's haterade. I want to hear because this is pretty close to the manga, so you probably just don't like Alita in general. Like
Well, I'm assuming that there's quite a bit cut out for content time purposes. But it's like every little subplot in the movie is just like not explained very well, or at least not like handled to where the characters' motivations make sense. So we could say like the motorball stuff. It kind of is just like, oh no, you don't want to go there. It's too dangerous. And it's blah, blah, blah. And this is like, oh, here's new fucking training wheels we made you. Go have fun. And just like that flip happened super. Like as they were setting it up, like that maybe she'd go into motorball. I'd be like, she's gonna have to fight with Ito about being able to go do that. And then it's just like, oh, here's some wheels. Go have fun.
yeah, in the manga, the motorball part happens after.
And the whole romantic subplot goes from like 0 to 100 real fucking fast. Maybe not 0 to 100, but like 20 to 100. Like it goes from wow, here's this nice person that's helping me get, used to the world because I don't remember anything. And suddenly she's tearing out her heart and trying to give it to him. Which obviously the heart's kind of symbolic in the sense that it's not actually going to kill her, but still.
Right, because she could just...
But she did
Which
say
seems
at the
like
end
they
that
left
was
out
intense.
some scenes that were going to build up that relationship a bit more. It feels like they just dropped off that whole middle part of the developing relationship.
I think they did good enough. It's a movie. Like, you can't
And
have as much as you want in there.
But plenty of movies do. Like, I think they could have scrapped almost all of the motorball stuff and done more actual time with the characters.
No, the motorball was like that was them showcasing all the CG and stuff. That looked cool.
Yeah, but I just don't care.
And plus,
I
it made
think
the end of the movie great
The
because it was super
CG
exciting
in the
when she
motorball
rolled
was
up to
also like
the-
where it was the
to the rank
weakest
and
because
pointed
all
at
the
the
character
sky.
designs are stupid as fuck.
How
What?
was it?
No,
How was
the
it the
character designs
weakest?
are
I don't
cool.
understand.
Because it
How-
just had
You got
no
some-
purpose to
you
the
got, like, some
story. It just
space
wasn't
Yeah, it
important.
did
stars
have
trying
purpose.
trying to whack her.
What was the purpose that was there that had to
The-
be handled that way?
Okay, so what I got out of it was that motorball, adding the motorball the way they did was a way for her and Hugo to bond in the beginning. And then also
But yeah, that's sure,
also
whatever,
a reason
but
for
does
them
she
to
have
like
actually
go on a
do
date.
it?
Also a reason for them to go on a date and kind of show that Hugo's doing like illegal shit for motorball parts.
No, it's part of the plot too. Because
No, I'm talking about like that. I'm talking more about the literal part where she goes and competes in motorball.
Yeah, the only reason to do that is
The
to get
whole
to
part of that
Zalem.
scene is
No, the only way to get to
worthless.
Zalem is to be the motorball champion. That's
Yeah, that was
directly
part
plot
of it.
relevant. They needed the motorball.
or at least that
I know,
was,
but I mean like
that
the
was what
build
Vector
up and
promised
stuff
them.
around it is totally. It just isn't supported very well.
I would have preferred if the whole movie were motorball. How about them apples?
It's just that all the plot lines are so like feel disconnected, and all
There
of them
were
are
a
just
lot of
missing.
things that happened
They're
in the
just
movie.
missing like
I
one
agree.
thing, like in the subplot with Zaipan going and wanting to kill Hugo. I kind of got like the initial parts. Like all these stories seem to have the initial part and then the end without the middle bit that makes it valuable.
Yeah, they really crammed a lot.
He kind
in
of
there.
just goes from, "Oh, Alita pissed me off," to, "I'm going to kill her boyfriend, and frame him for murder."
That's literally what happens in the manga though. Like that's what he does.
I'm not.
The thing is, they
I'm
do
not-
it. They do it all so
You're
fast.
saying it happened in the manga, therefore it's okay. It still makes.
No,
the
I'm not saying
story
it's okay.
not-
I agree with what Nick said just now too, but like
like
I'm just saying that's how it happens.
That's what I guess I'd mainly say is that all the subplots and stories just seem to be missing their like middle bit that really makes it like instead it's just like it's more just I guess we'll go do this as opposed to like
Nick.
building up that meaningfulness to it.
Nick, what were you saying about them cramming a lot in there? Because I kind of agree.
Well, they crammed a lot in there. They had a lot of different plot threads and mini arcs, like Kwoka was saying.
And maybe we'll get a director's cut that has all the scenes that they cut out to make it marketable theater time.
They'd have to all be scenes without CG though, unless they
No,
just scrapped
that's
it
not
all.
necessarily true. Because a
Is
lot of
that-
that stuff they'll make almost completely, and then they'll edit it later because it's hard to.
Yeah, like in last minute editing or whatever.
Because you see lots
Yeah.
of movies with amazing CG, and they could also touch it up for the DVDs when they come out, like for the director's
Yeah, the movie
cut.
was 2 hours, but I mean,
So maybe there's a 3-hour director cut where they put in parts of the story that.
It
kind of
simultaneously felt like 3 hours and also 90 minutes. It was long and short at the same time.
Right as in my head I was thinking, man, this movie is pretty long. There's still so much to do. Is when it like ended on that just complete bullshit.
well, I think they're trying to
ending.
set it up, which is
No, that was
another.
a badass.
I know,
ending.
but
she
it
points
just
at
further
him,
makes it,
calls him
like-
out.
All of the build up for no payoff.
There's some payoff. They got rid of some of the characters, killed off some people. Are you doing any spoilers or what?
Yeah, I think now we can go into.
I don't know. It's like the only story I cared about was who she was and what
Spoilers.
her purpose was, and that's the one story that they just were like they put it in there and like
Yeah,
pulled
they had
you
some-
along
they had
with
some
that like a
flashbacks to
carrot, like
Erm,
you're gonna get this, and then it's just not there. And other things have done that kind of story way more compellingly.
Look, all it needs is the what is it? Not Return of the Jedi. What's the second movie? Star Wars second movie. With
Empire
Darth
Strikes
Vader.
Back.
Empire Strikes Back. There you go. We just need the Empire Strikes Back of Alita, and then we're gold.
I mean, there was obvious setups, right? I mean, there was Edward Norton as Destiny Nova.
Spoilers.
At
We're in
the
the
end.
spoilers.
We're in the spoilers.
They should have had.
I think-
I was listening to another podcast and they mentioned Nicolas Cage. They should have had Nicolas Cage, if not as Nova, as like somebody. They needed to get that guy in this movie because that would have been great. He should be in every single
gosh.
movie ever. He's so
I think
good.
that this movie tried to do too much in the time frame, at least for the theatrical cut.
I think I kind of agree with you there.
It's
I
just like
kinda
all the
agree with that.
subplots just feel like they're missing a key part of the development.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm just
It's
saying
an
that
action
Jennifer
movie.
Connelly
Like it was a
was
12
hot.
episode anime that they then crammed into a 2-hour.
Like butter scraped over
Movie.
too much bread. I'm feeling old, Gandalf. Sorry, that's what I was thinking of the whole time.
Yeah, and I went and saw it with my girlfriend, and even she like right after the end was just like, "Well, it was pretty, but like, what was the point?"
They're trying to get to Zalem. That's the point, and trying to discover Alita.
I know, but
and
just this thing,
trying
like,
to
all these
not
things
have
just
Hugo get
yeah,
whacked.
it's easy to like rationalize out why a lot of it happens, but it's not making you feel that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was that. I just didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't like,
It was kinda like,
again,
ugh.
it's a popcorn action movie. That's it.
Yeah,
Like, it's
it's
not
not
even-
like I
My
said.
opinion.
And yeah, no, I agree with Nick. Like I said, like me and Nick obviously
Have the best taste.
see the see the see the flaws. Like it's not like a freaking amazing movie. It's just like a fun sci-fi.
We're just more culture.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go to the movies, just go see Spider-Man again.
I think it was worth the theater
Save it
visit,
for the
to be
Spider-Man
honest with you.
podcast.
It is.
I think it's worth the theater visit, to be honest with you, especially if you're just a fan of
Yeah, seeing it on the big screen
fun
for the
fun
special
action
effects.
sci-fi movies.
When she's fighting
Christoph
Grishka
Waltz was
every
fucking
time,
cool.
like that's fucking dope.
Wait, have you guys watched Altered Carbon yet?
God, why do you have to bring up
I
Ultra
have
Carbon
not.
every time
I'm just
you're on
saying,
this podcast?
because until you've seen that, you don't have time to waste going to movies to see popcorn sci-fi.
Okay, anyway, before Kwoka
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Battle Angel.
put him in his place.
Yeah, I mean, but you're saying it's worth the time.
I
to
thought it was
see
worth the time.
Yeah.
But you have other things.
It was
that
more
you need
worth
to
it
be
than
seeing
Ghost in the
first.
Shell.
Oh God.
It's true
Yes.
though. You know,
It
like
was
I said,
better than Ghost
this,
in the Shell.
At least with
This-
Ghost, at least with
I
this, you
think
can
the
remember
CG was
parts of
worse,
it.
though.
I can't remember anything about Ghost in the Shell.
I think Ghost in the Shell's CG style was nicer though. Like
I
just the
think
aesthetics and not the actual technical CG
The only
parts.
part that I love about Ghost in the Shell is the end fight. That's it.
I like
The rest of
first
it I didn't
fight.
like. The fight where she jumps in and shoots everyone in
Yeah,
the beginning,
with
and then the
the
end fight was
spider-
fucking cool.
The spider.
Robot geisha.
Oh yeah, the robot
Yeah,
geishas.
those
Those are pretty
things.
sweet.
The design of that movie was sick. Anyway, if you want to hear our thoughts on that, you can go listen to that episode of Black Critic Guy. But like,
Oh, we should have got him
I-
on this
I-
episode. That would have been great. 5-person.
I know. He was doing this for the Sorensen Media Group already too. But anyway, shout out to Sorensen
Well,
Media
you can
Group.
still
that he's
join a
part of now.
podcast.
He was on TV. Yeah, he can actually. Dude, fucking BCG was on TV though. Anyway,
Is he still in Guam or is that somewhere else?
yeah. He's in Guam.
Save it for
still.
the BCG podcast.
Save it for the Black
So
Critic
there
Guy
used to be a
podcast.
StarCraft stream called Guam TV. BCG is now on Guam TV.
God damn
Just had
it,
to throw
Nick.
that in there.
Anyway, fucking, as somebody who is a fan of Alita, like a huge fan of Alita, it's probably one of my favorite mangas. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Like, obviously, it's not like a 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 movie. Maybe not even 7 out of 10. But like, I don't know, man. Like, me and Nick walked out and we were like, dude, that was fucking cool. Like we were talking about all the cool parts, and my brother was all like, "Yeah, I'm Sudi, I'm fat, and whatever."
So you had to walk out partway through to poop.
I know he ruins everything all the time. And then he came back, and he was sitting next to me all random. I was like, "What the fuck? Where'd you come from?" Anyway,
It's the post-poop comfort.
But like, dude, I mean,
So we didn't
I mean, it has plenty
actually
of stuff
summarize
that's
any of the
cool
movie. by
and
the way.
interesting. It's just that a lot of the character storytelling is just not there really. It seems too like cliched and predictable in regards to the characters themselves.
Yeah, that's why I said YA. It's young adult.
Yeah.
young
entertainment.
adult.
Yeah.
In terms of
If you
in
like
terms
that
of what
stuff,
happens
you can
in
like
it.
saying it's not that good.
It's kind of like the Hunger
I mean,
Games,
so-
Wizard of Oz. Little
Hunger
bit.
Games is more character development.
I know. I'm saying it has a similar premise. They have to battle.
Hunger
Mm,
Games,
Hunger
the
Games.
story is stupid.
content or
Or-
to gain freedom or whatever.
but the people are good.
I still
I
haven't seen the Hunger
volunteers
Games.
tribute.
Oh man, I'd probably like the
but
Hunger
no,
Games.
like-
You know, get a little
Um,
drunk.
So like, in terms of like summarizing the movie though,
Should just let me do it.
yeah, no, go ahead if you want to. Yeah.
And you already did it though. Like, well, basically what you missed is like, so Ito builds Alita, and she finds Hugo, and she learns about Motorball, and then was it Motorball or Murderball? Motorball.
Motor.
Motorball. I think in the movie it's Motorball, but I think it was Murderball in other parts.
Well,
but,
they were trying to murder her at one point. But anyway, yeah,
I think the implication in the movie is that people don't actually die. It's just their bodies get fucked up.
people die when they are killed, except when they don't. Anyway,
except when they don't.
so yeah, she discovers Motorball with Hugo, and then she finds out that he's or she doesn't find out. The audience finds out that he's part of a gang that steals people's robot parts to upgrade Motorball contestants. Because that's like the whole point of the
Mhm.
underworld is to win Motorball to get the Zalem. And so yeah, Alita also discovers that Dr. Ito is going out at night and being a bounty hunter. And she thinks at first that he's the killer, but he's actually a bounty hunter. They get ambushed. They fight Grishka. Grishka's like this fucking huge badass ultra robot guy with giant massive shoulders. Looks fucking sweet. Played by what's his name? Jack Earl Haley.
Jackie
Rorschach.
Earl
yeah.
Haley.
Rorschach.
He looked like Kingpin
It's the
from
guy who played
Spider-Verse.
Rorschach in Watchmen.
Is it Rorschach or Rorschach? I don't know how to pronounce
Rorschach.
it.
Rorschach.
Rorsch.
Named after
Look
the
at his
Rorschach
name on an
cards.
ink blot and describe it to me. That's all I know. Yeah, and Rosa Salazar plays Alita. She did a good job there. Apparently, she did a
Yep.
lot of the stunts too. Christopher Waltz is Dr. Ito. Jennifer Connelly is Dr. Ito's wife.
Jennifer
Chirin.
Connelly's so hot.
Sharon.
I thought she was at first. I thought she was the chick from Fast and the Furious. Don's
Oh,
sister.
Joanna Brewster or whatever.
Yeah,
her
at first I
name is,
thought
yeah.
that's what it was. They look very similar in this movie. But Jennifer Connelly has like, anyway, never mind.
Jennifer Connelly's hot.
Yeah, she's got some cans. God, it looked like she like really like slimmed down, like super slimmed down for this movie because she's got to be getting up there in age right now. But in the movie,
Yeah,
she
I
was
think
like,
she's like 50 something.
yeah, but because in her other movies, you see her and she's like, you know, more like voluptuous, I guess. But in this one, she was like very slim, which is fine. That's why I didn't recognize her. Anyway, good job by her.
I recognized her right away, in all honesty.
Well, I recognize her now that I know it's her. But yeah, Keen Johnson was Hugo. He reminded me of what's his name from Twilight. The
Oh,
tan skinned guy. What's his name? Not Edward, but the other guy. Anyway, Jacob. I've never seen those movies and I still know their names. That's pretty sad. But yeah, so Alita finds Ito fighting bounties. They learn about the city. Bunch of shit happens. Million plot threads happen, like Kwoka was saying. They find out that they're trying to battle Grishka and like they're trying to take his bounty, and Alita at some point becomes a bounty hunter because she wants to make money. Well, she wants to make money to help Hugo get money to go to Zalem because, what's his name? The black guy.
Vector promised
Remy
him that he
Danton.
would go.
Vector promised him that he could go to Zalem if he gained a certain amount of money, which he was close to getting. So Alita was bounty hunting to help him get that.
1,000,000 credits.
And
And Vector is like the CEO and commissioner of Motorball in Iron City. So
yeah,
it's
and Chirin helps him. She's like the girl version of Ito, basically. And
like- Mhm.
Yeah, so that's like basically the plot. There's Zalem, there's Motorball, there's Robo, bounty hunters.
Is it ever explained?
Zapan was like the
manga,
bald bounty hunter guy with the sword. He was pretty awesome.
Is it ever explained in the manga better, like why the Motorball champion gets to go to Zalem?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the manga it's explained. We shouldn't spoil it probably, but
Because that seems like a super weird choice to make based on how the movie presents the world.
It's like a glory thing. But, like, I mean, they did show, just for a second, they did show Jashugan, who is the Motorball champion. He's like this big buff
Yeah.
dude. They sort of just showed, he's played by the guy who played Kyle Reese in Terminator Salvation.
I just mean
that guy.
the nature of having where all the rich people are open their doors to the most violent person seems weird.
It's a glory thing, like in sports. You know how they glorify football
yeah,
players.
it's Gladiator.
Here, yeah.
I know, but I don't know.
I think they do. I don't
I
remember
think it's just
exactly
literally
why,
Gladiator.
but, like,
Isn't that
I'm
like
not,
the
I'm
plot
not saying
of
that's
Gladiator?
necessarily
you
a problem.
fight
I'm
to
just
get
saying
your
it's
freedom?
something that doesn't inherently make sense, but also can suspend my disbelief on that for the purposes of like.
Well, I mean
that's
that's
the way the movie
what
wants to
they
go.
did in ancient times too. You fought as a gladiator, you fought in the front lines, and then you became a citizen.
Yeah,
That's
that's
basically
basically what it is.
Yeah, but you fought
I mean,
for your freedom, not to
that's what they're doing. They're fighting
become
for
a royal.
technically.
Well, I
freedom.
mean, you could say that he's a slave to the system. You know, like he shouldn't have to be murdering people in Motorball to.
He doesn't have to.
Well, if you want to live in the glory of Zalem or Typhers, then yeah, you do.
But I don't know. Where they live didn't seem that bad.
It is bad because people be dying on the streets. They steal your spine and your brain, and then they steal your parts.
Don't have parts.
No, this was PG-13, so they only stole his arm.
Problem solved. Don't have valuable
That's
parts
right.
that people want.
Yeah, in the manga, Hugo's actually stealing people's spines and brains. But
Yeah, so
At least how the movie portrayed down there, it didn't really look that bad.
yeah, because
it
it's
didn't-
PG-13.
It didn't.
in the manga, they have like guys eating brains, like Garushka
looked-
is like
it
eating
looked-
brains and stuff.
It looked cleaner than Parts of Soul.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. Isn't like Korea really clean?
Yeah. That place, there was like no trash on the ground anywhere.
They didn't have time to animate that, Kwoka, okay? That's extra budget. They
That
could have
was
just got some
practical
Snickers
effects.
wrappers and thrown them around. That would have been funny. What did you guys think of Alita's CG special eyes?
I remember watching
thought
the
it would
trailer
bug
a
me
bit
more than
when it
did.
first came out, and I thought it was a little weird. But then reading some of Last Order, I kind of figured that's why. Because the kind of person she is, the Martian, she's like a Martian, you know? So their eyes are bigger.
Yeah, she's part of United Republic of
Yeah,
Mars.
so-
yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I almost kind of forgot about it. Like partway through the movie, I was kind of like I was able to look past it. But
now
it did
if you
initially.
see the
It does
actress
look a
for
little
real,
weird.
you're going to be like, why are her eyes so small?
I know. Now when you look at her, actually her eyes are pretty big. Rosa Salazar.
She has round eyes, but not. They were just more heightened with this movie. They're
They
small,
changed
but
that
they're like
big eye
round.
filter on the phone all the way up.
Dude, she shares a birthday with me. Shout out to my Latina
Woo,
sister.
woo.
What's up? Rosa Salazar is hot.
My sister
Anyway,
and her boyfriend have the same birthday. That's crazy. I just learned that the other day.
Your sister and your boyfriend?
And her boyfriend. I was like,
but,
wow, they'll never
freaking-
forget each other's birthday then. Unless they both forget. That'd be funny, but
Yeah, my mom and
Who
brother
gets the
have same
birthday hand job?
I don't know. That's not my business.
That's yes. The hell's your problem, Kwoka?
Speaking of birthdays, my birthday is this week.
Well, we'll
Oh,
wait
yeah, what
till
day is it on?
wait till
It's
it
on
is
a
your birthday.
Wednesday.
Oh, is it this Wednesday? 2 days?
It's this Wednesday.
Okay.
That
Are you-
Wednesday-
Okay,
Are
so
you
when you
like
hear
all
this,
the
happy
other
birthday,
girls,
Danny.
where you celebrate like every single day of the week for your birthday?
Like a birthday week?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
everybody, when you're
Doesn't
listening
every
to
girl
this,
do that?
tweet at Danny that happy birthday, even if it's later than Wednesday.
That's
Whenever you
okay.
hear this, even if you hear this in 6 months,
Still tweet at me.
Do it then, yeah.
What's your Twitter handle?
Dancin' Danny at Dancin' Danny.
DANCINDANI 90.
Yes.
Link in the show notes.
Link in the show notes.
It just dawned on me that the last time me and Nick went to the theater together, the guy who plays Zapan, Ed Skrein, was also in the movie we saw the last time we went to the movies.
Wait, what was that?
Wow.
He was Ajax in Deadpool, or Francis.
Oh, that's why I look familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Deadpool. When me and Nick went to see Deadpool, was the last movie we saw together in the theater. He plays Francis. Where's Francis? Anyway.
Francis from Malcolm in the Middle.
From Malcolm in the Middle, dude. Malcolm in the Middle is 10 out of 10 anime.
It really is.
The thing about Alita,
story.
though, is like...
Slice of life.
If there's a sequel, I'm going to go see it.
Did anybody else get weird pedophile vibes from the Doctor?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Just because he had glasses? Because he wore a lab coat? Wait, did he have a lab coat in the movie? I think he had scrubs.
He had scrubs.
He had
I think
some
he had a
trench
scrubs.
coat
And he
at
had
one
wore
point.
a lab coat, too.
There's just definitely, maybe it was when they were trying to build up his creepiness to maybe he'd be the murderer, but came across as like pedophile.
You're very beautiful, Alita.
No.
And he's like stroking her.
His relationship
No,
with
that didn't
Alita
happen.
was more of a father-daughter figure.
Like platonic.
He's like overprotective.
Because it was literally his daughter's body that they used.
In
and
the
he
beginning,
named her
yeah.
after his daughter. Super creepy stuff.
No, that's great though. I like that. They should have done more with it. The only part that was bad was like when his daughter was killed. He was telling the story. He's like, she had no time to get away, and there was like,
as she rolls up to him.
That whole scene made no sense. His doors were just wide open. The guy barges in, steals some medicine, and he's like, "Hey, you there? Don't steal." And then the guy turns around, runs back into the store, and just like whacks the girl and somehow kills her. Like that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they should have did something like she tried to roll in front of the door to stop him because she
should have done
roll
anything
in
different. It
front
would have
of
made
this-
more sense.
I don't know, like
just
so yeah,
rolled up to him.
different.
He's like, "Oh."
Because I think she initially
grabbed her
came
though,
down
or
because she
did he
heard the
just throw her
noise.
to the side? I thought he took her.
What's the noise, Papa? Am I going to die? Yes. Because you're in a wheelchair. That's
Yeah,
what
it's like
happens.
he like could have just ran out. Like it was just fucking weird. That was a weird scene.
Yeah, that was a little
But,
weird,
like-
but I like the idea of it. They should have just probably not even had that scene. That would have been better. They just didn't have the scene.
He could have just
cut out. Yeah, just
explained it.
literally just cut it out. Like I don't understand.
Just explain it. You don't have to do the flashback.
I know.
for
God,
everything.
that would have been
Yeah.
so much better if they just if he just explained it. Yeah, if he just never showed it.
Or it could
God,
just
that would've
he
been
could have
so
just
much-
said
'cause
yeah
then-
she died a
Because it
long
would have been
time
more
ago.
mysterious. Then you wouldn't have had a face to her body. You don't want a face.
I mean, well,
No
they
one- it's
needed
more sad
it
if
to
there's no
be
face.
like a criminal so that he would become a hunter, whatever the fuck, hunter.
Yeah, but
warrior.
he could have just explained
Hunter
it.
warrior,
Like they don't
yeah.
need it. Sometimes
Yeah.
telling is better than showing. Like in this case, where it
It
doesn't make any
Right,
goddamn
yeah.
sense.
A guy had been working on busted in looking for drugs.
It would have been better if it was like a Peter Parker Uncle Ben situation, like where not exactly that
Where he has a
situation,
heart
but something
attack
like,
getting out of a taxi.
Well, no, like he like, he sent her out to go get something for him for a patient, and then she got murdered.
Why would he send
in
out
an
the
alleyway or
wheelchair-bound
something.
girl?
I don't know. I'm just saying that would have been better than what we saw. Like, I don't fucking know. But like, cause she's independent. Leave her alone. Anyway,
She's a strong, independent cyborg.
And why did her wheelchair look so low tech? You'd think he would have given her like an automatic one that can like go upstairs.
That was her
and shit.
lounging wheelchair. She clearly had her robo body somewhere else. Didn't she not have like any enhancements? Don't they only get enhancements when they get like robbed or something?
What?
yeah, I
Or
don't.
if they sell their body parts to pay for food? That was
yeah,
what I
I
thought.
don't know.
I think anybody can get enhanced whenever they want.
Natural male
It's just
enhancement.
like where you want to go.
Once he finished the body, he was just going to give her a whole new body.
Dude, I wanted to see more of that Mars stuff though, where they're like fighting on the moon and shit. That'd have been dope. I want to see that.
That was
Yeah, so the pans.
that was the only interesting, like truly interesting part of the story that was captivating. The rest
That's
was
what
like,
the
okay.
Panzer Kunz is designed for. It's just designed to fight. in zero G.
Kwoka just
So
doesn't
you-
like anything.
So you punch once and then you float away from each other?
I think Kwoka is just like
No, that's why you have like a rocket turbo thingy on your elbow so it can push you forward again.
no, they're designed to
to
fight in zero G, so that doesn't happen when you punch.
space grappling.
That's what the Panzer Kunz is. Kwoka, why don't you just learn Panzer Kunz and then come back to
Just
us?
triangle her in space.
Why don't you just go learn the
Triangle
armored arts
choke.
right now?
Armbar that shit.
Why don't you just armbar and come back to us?
That's the only move I know.
The only move I know is run away. Dipset on the homie. 'Cause
Oh,
every fight
and
I've ever
pocket
been in, I
sand.
got my ass
Pocket
kicked.
sand is the best.
And pocket sand. Shout out to P Money in Discord because his fucking Discord avatar is Dale Gribble on Gara's body, and he's like throwing sand from the gourd thing. No, like I don't know. Obviously, there's flaws, right? But like so like let's talk about this for a minute. In terms of adaptations, like manga or anime to Hollywood, I'm talking strictly about Hollywood.
Yeah, not the Japanese ones.
Yeah, not the Japanese.
Because those are all bad, pretty much, mostly.
Most, yeah.
There's a
yeah,
couple
some of them
exceptions,
kinda.
I'm sure.
Hey,
but
Tokyo Gore Police is fantastic.
Was that based on a manga?
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway,
Probably.
it's like I don't know. It's the best one. I think
it's literally the best
it's
one.
like
What
right
about
under Speed Racer.
I still need to
Speed
watch
Racer's
Speed
number
Racer.
one.
I can't really speak for Speed Racer because I never really saw it.
I heard that
Dragon
one
Ball
was like perfectly
Evolution,
cheesy, the way it
boys.
should be. Give me extra
Speed Racer
cheese.
Speed Racer was done perfectly.
Yeah, I did hear
Um,
good things about Speed Racer. So
But like in terms of, I would say it's right under Speed Racer.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Can we all
definitely
agree
really good.
that Dragon Ball Evolution was the worst one?
Yes.
No, not the worst one.
It is
The worst
It
American
is
one.
not the
the
worst
last
one.
Airbender was the worst one.
Oh shit!
and that's
right, 'cause
That's an
Avatar's anime.
adaptation of, and that's an adaptation of an American anime.
No, Avatar's anime. It's all anime to me.
Yeah, no, Avatar. Oh shit, yeah. Dragon Ball Evolution or Avatar: Last Airbender.
Dragon
We
Ball
should
Evolution
watch
was
it.
just weird. It wasn't necessarily that bad.
No, it was bad. The
Yeah, I mean,
dialogue just
I'm
made
definitely
everything
glad
terrible.
that there was a big time director doing a big time production of an anime adaptation, and I'm happy to see that it's doing pretty well, at least enough to where more directors and studios might get on to trying to do these kinds of adaptations, and not having them just be like Inception and Black Swan, where they basically are in many ways an anime, but then they just, never make that connection.
That could also be a blessing and a curse, though, because like a bunch of directors could be like, "Oh wow, Alita was very successful. Let's do one too," and then it turns out to be really bad. Cause
That's
they
how it
don't know
always
what they're
goes,
doing.
though.
That's how it always.
But they don't
happens,
have a
that's
$200
true.
million budget like this one did.
And
170
not only that, James Cameron had the rights for Alita for like
Oh,
ever.
Oh
he
yeah,
had it
James
forever.
Cameron.
He had it
he
forever.
basically like prevented them from making any other. By him having the rights, like nobody else could actually make anime for it.
So who's the real MVP?
James
Cameron.
No, it's not Camry. Damn it, Danny, it's James Cameron.
I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ, he's like the
I'm
number one film
Cinematography,
director
James
of all of
Cameron.
Hollywood.
Cinematography.
Darren
has the best
Aronofsky
cinematography,
still
Danny.
has the rights to Paprika. That would be an amazing
Oh, that would be awesome.
movie.
Darren Aronofsky doing Paprika. Yeah, that's. oof.
Well, Robert Rodriguez was the actual director. Cameron just produced it.
He
and
was
wrote
the
script.
producer. Yeah, he produced it.
Yeah.
He did like script, or I don't know if he did storyboards or who else. Anyway, someone did them.
Cameron definitely wanted to wait for technology to be definitely advanced.
Yeah,
That's why he did Avatar. And that's why
Well, he did
it was
Avatar
so
to make money.
successful.
that was just a cash grab. Nobody actually likes Avatar.
It was
What are you
Pocahontas.
talking about?
Pocahontas with aliens.
Does anybody remember anything from Avatar? No.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't
I
good.
remember
All
almost
I
all of
I
it.
remember-
remember.
I remember
All
that
I remember is
furries
Taruk
liked the
Maktal.
blue people.
Taruk Maktal, Awa, and when they...
Oh, Sam's
the
reading
cool
off a
way they
list.
say
Nobody remembers Avatar. Come on.
No, I remember Taruk Maktal because I laughed every time they said it. They're like, Taruk Maktal! The big fucking bird thingy. But like, and I remember the cool way they say I love you, which is I see you.
Yes, I see you.
But like, that
Like
movie is basically
intensive
just a
care
big,
unit.
Okay. God damn it. Anyway, the Avatar was just like a big, hey, let's test out the latest and the greatest.
Dude,
Yeah,
Old Boy
that's
was a
ex-
manga.
that's
apparently.
exactly-
Holy shit.
That's exactly what Cameron did. That was the sole purpose of Avatar was, hey, let's experiment
Oh, that doesn't count
with
though.
this technology.
Yeah.
So we'll just
So-
take an old Disney movie and tell the same story,
Okay.
but with
Dan's
super
like
awesome
Dances
effects.
with Wolves.
If we're counting Old Boy, that has to be number 1 over Speed
I mean,
Racer.
the American one or
The Korean one, obviously. Jesus Christ.
That doesn't
I thought we were
count.
talking
We're
about
not
purely-
talking
That counts.
about.
That's
We're not
anime.
talking about inter.
Oh.
No,
Well,
we're
that's
not
not-
talking
that's
about
burning
international.
for students.
We're talking about Hollywood.
That's
We're
manga
talking about
I thought we were talking
Hollywood
about just purely
Western.
Hollywood.
Well, I count
Movies.
Old Boy.
You can't count it.
You can't just
You
make
can't.
up
I
stuff.
count Korean. That's Korean Hollywood. K-Wood.
That's not real.
That's my home.
And doesn't even count.
It's kimchi wood. That's what they call it over
And,
there.
hey, Nick, what's your favorite kind of pizza? A burger. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
God,
burger
there's not that
pizza,
many good
yeah.
ones. What about the live action Death Note? So we have there's like a Street
That
Fighter
was-
one
shit
too,
was
right?
terrible.
Where's Street Fighter? That was on here.
Street Fighter is on
With
a
Jackie
whole nother
Chan as
level,
Chun-Li?
along with Mortal Kombat.
Those
That's
were
like a
great.
whole-
Those technically, well, those
Those
aren't
were
anime though.
great.
Those are fighting
They
games.
were terrible, but they were great at the same
They're
time.
technically not anime.
the
though.
Legend of Chun. No, okay. So the thing about Street Fighter is like, the one with Van Damme was really campy and hilarious, so
Yes,
it's good.
yes.
The one about Chun Li is
That
just
one
bad.
was bad.
What about
Yeah,
the
the first one.
Dead or
the
Alive?
one with the naked chick, right? That one was good.
The one with the naked
You
shit.
see her
What about
everything?
Dead or Alive?
No, Dead or Alive is bad. Every fighting game Hollywood movie is bad. Dead or Alive,
Mortal
King of
Kombat
Fighters.
was good, dude. Don't
The
put
Mortal
a little
Kombat's the only
respect
good
on
one.
that. It has to
Except
be
for the
cheesy to be
second,
good.
except for the second Mortal Kombat.
That's why I said
That
the
was
first one,
bad.
Danny, not the second one.
Mortal Kombat.
Dude, they're making a live action Naruto apparently.
What?
They're doing the live action Cowboy Bebop. We'll see how that turns out.
Oh god.
On Net? Oh, you're
That
talking about
could
Netflix?
be amazing.
And a live action Akira, maybe. TBD.
But in
Good luck
terms
with
of
that.
Jackie Chan being Chun Li, that's actually from the anime adaptation of City Hunter, which is actually a Chinese film. So get educated.
Get
But,
wild.
That was because he knocked Ryo, played by Jackie Chan, into an arcade machine, and then they all just started being Street Fighter.
I don't
characters
want
and
no
fighting each
trouble.
other. It was fucking stupid. It was hilarious though. That's probably that's another good anime adaptation, City Hunter. Anyway,
Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pyramid of Light. Was that a live action?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Burning transfer students.
Is that a porno?
Oh yeah, there's a live action adaptation of that too.
It's pretty fun.
So
So we got Ghost in the
what's
Shell
your
right in
guys'
the middle. Speed Racer at the
Ghost
top.
in the Shell was like it was really cool looking.
It's like directly in the middle. It's in the no man's land. Death Note
Yeah, like
below
Limbo.
that. And then despite Death Note
Yep, I
being
agree.
kind of bad, you have Dragon Ball Evolution and Avatar the Last Airbender, or not even the last, whatever, Avatar, the Last Airbender. Those are the worst ones.
I think it was just called The Last Airbender.
it's like Speed
yeah.
Racer, Alita, Ghost in the Shell, Death
Yep,
Note,
yep.
and then you have
Ghost in the Shell, the movie
Dragon
was
Ball
only
Evolution.
even particularly bad just because of what it did to the source material.
yeah, but it's still better than Dragon Ball Evolution and Last Airbender.
I don't know. Goku fighting Piccolo is pretty cool.
Dude, Piccolo looked like a piece of poop. He looked like a big old.
I'm vomiting right now.
They adapted him into a big old piece of dookie. He looked like someone pooped him out. And he was like, "I'm Piccolo. I'm poop.
don't fight your space dad.
Don't fight your space dad."
When Piccolo is wrestling someone, they say, "Pickle, no," as he's grappling them.
The only cool
they
part about
blush.
that movie was Chow Yun Fat playing Master Roshi.
I still haven't seen that movie. I just assume it's bad.
I
It's very
don't
terrible.
want to see it, and I will never see it
How many tomatoes?
because I
is
don't
it?
want I don't want my brain cells to die.
So campy.
But it's campy to the point of like just being not.
It has 2.6 on IMDb. Holy shit!
I remember
2.6.
Like, does anyone remember Beckett magazine?
Yes.
They had like a Dragon Ball Z magazine and then a Pokemon one and a Yu-Gi-Oh one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess the Last Airbender had a higher score, 4.1.
I used to sub to the Dragon Ball Z one, and I have it somewhere. The issue where they like they have like theories and casting shit and whatever. Oh my god. Just
I think
bad.
that's just Dragon Ball fanboys super hating it and rating it low.
No, like it's a bad movie.
No, I mean it's not that good, but to get a 2 point.
You want to do a fucking episode on that? We can.
Street Fighter has 3.9.
Dragon
Stars
Ball Evolution
on-
episode.
The reason why the original Street Fighter live action is good is because of Raul Julia. Raul Julia. Raul Julia, dude, is M. Bison.
Yeah.
Didn't they flip all the names around in Street Fighter to like everyone had a different name?
Okay, so the problem with that is in Japan, Balrog, the boxer, they named him Mike Bison. So when it came to America, they were like, yeah, you can't do the people. Mike Tyson's like public
Oh yeah, that's
agent
right.
people were like, you can't do that. So they made Balrog Vega, they made Vega M. Bison, and they made M. Bison Balrog. You know fucking Raul Julia, though?
That's something that you learn every day.
Fucking... Here's the thing, though. They clearly set up Alita for a sequel, so if that happens, we'll come back to review it.
That's
I'll
why
tell you
Cameron's
it's-
making
This
more
movie
avatars
was
to
a
finance
2-hour
the Alita
trailer.
sequel. Avatar
So
is
basically
just
what we learned today
a
is-
vessel. It's just a tool to give us more Alita. We'll have to suffer
So
through
basically-
Avatar for it.
What I'm gathering from this discussion is that me and Danny and Nick know how to have fun, and Cole doesn't like anything.
Kwoka doesn't like anything.
I went there wanting to have fun. I was super excited. And it was interesting for parts, and it was just kind of like, what the like, why did that happen so quickly? Why did that happen so quickly? Was this missing a scene? I feel like I fell asleep.
He don't know. He don't know nothing.
So, anyone want to give any final thoughts?
It's
Go
only
watch
got
it.
60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
7.6 on
suck.
IMDb. That's pretty decent. Final thoughts for
I thought it
Alita.
was pretty good.
Pretty good. We all said that. All right. Except for Kwoka. Again,
Stick to
They
TV.
need-
Movies just suck, I
they
think.
need to find a way to get
Except for
Nicolas
Spider-Verse.
Cage into this franchise. And Danny Trejo. Get them both in there now. Do it now.
Have Danny Trejo as one of the motorball players.
Dude, I'm saying he could just be anybody. He could be a mechanic.
Have
a
Danny
ro-
He
Trejo?
could be a
It's
motor
just a
baller.
robot machete.
He could be the final boss.
Danny Trejo being one of the motorball players, and Nicolas Cage is his like agent guy.
With some like squared like.
No, Nicolas
sunglasses
Cage
on.
should just always be the final boss because he's fucking maniacal. I love Nicolas Cage.
Always just be the final boss.
But we have Edward. Edward
Hey,
Norton's
actually-
is a good second place. That's a good silver medal.
But no, Nick. Here's the thing. Dusty Nova, the reason why he keeps on living is because he keeps changing bodies. So he could change from Edward Norton to Nicolas Cage.
To Nicolas
Shit!
Cage.
They should do that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hope.
They don't say.
God, I hope they do that. So like, let's say movie 2 somehow Nova gets like defeated or whatever, but then you find out
Mhm.
later he's like, "I'm still alive, bitch," and it's
He's like a
Nicolas
sub
Cage.
boss. Like the body that he was in was like a sub boss.
He pulls a Darth Vader and
Needle
just like
casts
Yeah.
to a different body.
they reveal it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, the reason why he goes on living, like that body that we saw him in, is like his 5th or 6th body. Who actually looks like his comic counterpart, by the way. But
Seriously,
like,
guys, just go watch Altered Carbon. Fuck.
oh my god.
Don't
Okay.
listen to Kwoka.
No, I mean, do
Everyone-
go see it.
Don't listen to Kwoka.
No, Danny.
You
don't
can
even
enjoy
know.
Alita and Altered Carbon.
I know. I'm just saying you should see the better one first, so you just don't have to see the other one. But also, I'm just saying in general, because you guys are talking
You
about
could
all
go
this
up to
stuff.
Kwoka.
You're talking about all this cool
Go-
stuff that is Altered Carbon stuff.
Go
You
up
could go
to
to
Kwoka
Kwoka.
and slap him in the face.
You could go to Kwoka and be like, man, these ribs from this restaurant are good. And he's like, yeah, but altered carbon's better. Like, you just like, that's like what he does.
Dude, Psalm,
He like,
seriously.
compares things that are just ridiculous.
Psalm. Real talk for a second. You need to see Altered Carbon.
You need to see altered carbon.
I've seen it twice.
All right.
Well, you
Go
could
see
see
it
a
another
third time. Jeez, you're wasting your time not watching it again.
There isn't enough to gather from it a third time.
So basically, we have to watch Altered Carbon and do an AO episode sometime in the future. I don't know when
Sometime
that is, but
in like
we'll
a
do
year.
Next week.
We'll do it when Kwoka calms the fuck
No
down.
time
How
like
about
the
that?
present.
Just please.
So anyway,
Please.
let us know what you guys thought of Alita. Tweet at us. Let us know on Discord. I think I've talked to some of you
check
about
out
it already.
links.animesummit.net for all of
Go to
the contact
links.animesummit.net.
infos and buy a shirt.
Yeah, remember too, I'm sending people little things, gifts. I have like figures, posters, a bunch of anime stuff. If you buy a shirt and take a selfie with a shirt, I will send you stuff.
You'll get another
already-
shirt.
You'll get another
funny.
shirt.
Brought to you by
Anyway.
stamps.com.
Well, in case the first one is dirty.
I've been Sam, that's been Nick.
Brought to you by
Danny,
Casper
special
Mattresses. For all your
Special
sleeping
guest
needs.
Kwoka, brought to you by
this
Mattress Firm and Green the Giant, Green Giant with the peas.
Dollar Shave Club.
Oh.
You ever need
Dollar
to shave
Shave
your
Club, frozen
junk and
vegetable
you just
section.
don't have a shaver? Well, now you do.
We're not sponsored
Brought
by
to you
any
by-
of these people. Don't go do
Brought
any
to you
of
by
those things.
J.C. Penney.
We don't get any money for that.
Billy Boozballs pitching the Dollar
Brought to you by
Shave
Circuit
Club.
City. Remember Circuit City?
Oh my
Well,
god, I
Billy
remember
Boozballs.
Circuit
All
City.
his advertisers because he kept doing that shit. It was fucking funny.
And we've been the Anime
Brought to you by
Summit
Toys R
podcast.
Us.
Sherry's Berries.
Brought to you by Catch It One.
Catch it one.